So welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to code some line graph. I want to plot on a canvas which will be present inside an image, and it will be continuous. The line graph will be continuous. So basically what I mean by line graph is bar, like you have seen that in sound analyzer or something, when you're trying to analyze the sound intensity and you plot the intensity in sound. Okay, so that will be something like this or like this. If you see in a, yeah, it will be like something like this. Spectrum analyzer gif. If you have a gif, then I can do much better, but I think we can find a gif here. I think music visualizer gif, I think this will work. Yeah, so I want to code something like this. So this will be continuous data will I like to, so my primary aim is to like plot some intensity data of sound continuously. I'm think what I'm going to do, I'm create a web component and I'm going to attach a image tag to that web component, and in the image the source of the image will be a canvas. Like I'll create a canvas and draw this continuous graph, and I will set the source of the image as the URL of the canvas. Okay, so I think you will be like, you will get a you can get an idea of what I'm going to do. Now I like to start the coding section of this video. I've created a file continuous line graph.js. So I'm going to create a web component, line graph web component. I'm going to extend HTML element. In the constructor I will call super. Then I'll create a shadow. This dot attach shadow. So this will act as a virtual DOM. Now in the shadow thing, I'm going to add the child. The child will be this dot image, which will be a image element having no source, no width, and no height. Then I'm going to add that on the shadow. It will be append child, shadow dot append child. This dot img, this is image. Now connected callback will be called when this thing is added to the shadow part, when the image is added to the shadow. So here I will call another method that's called render. I'm going to create canvas in the render method. Okay, and I'm going to set some width. Let us define width and height of this device here. H width, W is window dot inner width. Sorry for height, will be inner width, and H will be window dot inner height. Okay, so I will set this as W by 3 and height also W by H by 2. So it will be like half of the half. It will this canvas will be half, like 1/3 of the device width and half of the device height. I'll get the context. Okay, and I'm going to set the source tag of the image as the URL of the canvas, data URL of the canvas. So I'll call to data URL. The function to get the URL from the canvas is to data URL. Now I'm going to draw a blank screen, like not a blank screen, I'm going to draw a black screen. So I will set the field size as hash 21 21 21. So this is the code for black, like it will be light, a bit lighter black. Now I'm going to fill the rect with a 0 0 canvas width, canvas height. Let's do one thing. Let's have a something called CW, which will be W by 3, and CH, which will be H by 2, and we'll set this as CW and CH, and this one also CW and CH. Okay, and now we are going to define the custom element. Now just say continuous line. There won't be U. Well, I'm not sure with the spelling of continuous for now, so it is not none of my business. Like you can Google it for continuous spelling or something. And now I've set this to render. I've said I've defined something to render. So now I want to just define the custom element, and this will have hyphen instead of underscore, and this will be continuous line graph. And let's have more thing come. So this is the custom element, or this is the tag name, and this is the like the element, the HTML element which we want to use, and we have to call customs element or define. Two parameters which I've already explained. And now we'll go to index.html. Okay, here I'm going to comment out the previous components, and I'm going to call script src script. I'll have a script tag whose source will be continuous line graph .js. Okay, now and yeah, or sorry, there's a habit of writing div tag. So now I will just say continuous, sorry, I will just call the component or just define the component here in this manner. Okay, so I've defined the web component. I'm just then like creating declare like in the inside the body of that of the HTML page. I'm just like using those tags. Just then I'm going to go to my terminal and start the server. Okay, we got a black screen. Now we are going to add the commit. We are going to commit this code. I'm going to say I'm creating and creating the component. I'm going to also add index.html, and again the same commit. The commit message will be different using the component. Okay, so now we have just created and declared the code, use the component in index.html. Now we have to just go and create the other things, like there is this, we have to code this part now, this random lines. Okay, so So I will do one thing. I will create a class. I have to save this and okay. So I have to create a class called line. Okay, and it will be having a constructor which will take x and y. Sorry, not x and y. I'll just say I won't have the line part. I will just say it will have a static method that is draw. Okay, and it will take a context object and a width and height object, not width and height. I think it will go to the maximum y, right? It will just go to the maximum y and maximum y and the x and y from which it will start. So x is this point, right? X is this point and y will be the maximum height it reaches. Like this is one height. So say this is the line and this is our x and this is max y, and this is x and y and this is max y. Okay, it won't be a graph again, it won't be a graph. So I'll just say I will draw a line here. Context dot begin path, context dot move to, that will be x comma y, context dot line to, that is max y. In fact, I think like this x and y will be same for all the lines. Only max y will change. In fact, only x will be different for x and max y will be different for all the lines. So now I'll just also say a color. I'll give it a color. So the color will be, I'll go to metal UI.color and I will choose this color. This is close to that one, and I will say stroke style is that color. Okay, and I will give it a light, the stroke width. I will say W by 30. Means I will give it a line width. I will say W by 30. In fact, I will add this to a, I will commit this class. Okay, now I will have a line container class which will contain all the random lines. So I will say draw context W and H. Okay, and I will give it a, I can control the value of n, which is the number of random lines. I will say I can have, so the line, the color and the width, line width will be same for all the lines. So I can just copy this thing and say and paste it here. Okay, now I will have something called x is equal to, sorry, var x is equal to 0 and const y is equal to h. Okay, and here I will say oh, y is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. I will iterate till n and I will draw all the lines, and it will be line dot draw context max y will be I will not, I will go the value of max y later. So so we have x and y, so x y, and here I will define max y. Max y will be h cross math.random y minus h cross h into math.random. So yeah, so this will be a random thing, as we are drawing random lines, so this will be random thing, and its height will be random, so the end point will be y minus the height. So this is max y, or y end. I think y end will be a better name. Okay, so y end. Now we are drawing the lines. The width is also different, and you have to increment x, that will be w by 50. Okay, now we are doing this, and we will add this line container to get. So line container will contain random lines. It will draw the random lines for us, and we are drawing random lines with the help of line class. Okay, now we have to create something called looper, and looper will have two methods, that is loop and stop, and there will be start method. In fact, I don't need loop method. In fact, the loop method won't be here. It will take a callback. Okay, so it will start, and so I am taking up this looper will be used for animation, and I will start the looper when it is not animated, when this dot animated is not defined, or this dot animated is false. So I will say this dot animated is true, and I will stop it when this dot animated is defined and it is true, and I will set this dot animated is false. But to like to get this to get the to loop anything continuously, or to animate anything continuously, we need set interval or request animation frame or set timeout. So I think I will go with set interval here, because it can loop a method continuously. Okay, in fact it will be only cb. Okay, and it will be 1000. On 1000 it will be 100. I need for 100 milliseconds, or let's say 300 milliseconds will be better. We can change this value accordingly. So now we'll say this dot animate. To stop this, you have to say this dot clear interval, this dot interval. Okay, now let's add this to get. Okay, now we'll use looper in this web component. So what we are going to do, we are going to say we have to create a looper variable here. Okay, this looper is new looper, and here we want to say once this is complete, I'm going to say do one thing here. I want to do line container. In the render method, I'm going to draw the random lines. So I'm going to use the draw method of line container, and I'm going to pass CW and CH. Okay, so now I'm going to write here looper.start this dot render. So it is going to loop this thing continuously. So let's test this out. We have already defined the web component. There is some error. Okay, I misspelled context. It is a typo. And let's see. Looper is not defined, and this is the reason is this dot looper. This dot looper. I've created an object looper. I'm starting this in the connected callback method after I've called this dot render. Okay, source is undefined. So I am not sure why this is an error. Okay, so the thing is, the reason is it is trying to find this thing. This is not set here. I have to call this. It's unable to find this, and I think there may be some issue here. Okay, context in the line method I'm not calling context.scope. So there are minor issues minor issues, bugs were there in the code. Interesting. Still not coming. Okay, I am going to console out something. Okay, I'm not passing the value of n here, so I have to pass that is something around 100. Again, I have put max y somewhere. Okay. A lot of issues are there. And it will be x comma y end. Okay. You can see there's a continuous curve. Continuous bar glass is width is WA30. I can change the speed also. If I say I change the value of the time in set interval, so I can do one thing. I can just have a variable delay. Let's say 100. Okay. So I think we are getting a similar effect. It is sound, so I cannot get sound data is bit uniform. This is totally ununiform. It's not uniform at all. So what I can do here is I can just say, increase the delay a bit more, say 150. Still it is continuous and it is good. So I will add this in GitHub. I will add this code to Git and commit it, and adding using like animating the random lines. Okay, so I will push the code to my GitHub repo. You can have a look. So this is my, so this is the repo in which I have pushed. I have pushed lot of web components here. Yeah, it is loading. It will take some time. Yeah, I pushed lot of web components here. You can have a look at all the web components, or you can have a look to a single web component. And yeah, this is the final thing that I've drawn on the screen. I've plotted a random lines according to the time, and this is very random data. Like you can have a specified certain amount of data, but yeah, the you have to again do some modification to have given a data array or something like that. But yeah, like this you cannot like uh, use this code to give us some data in real time. Only this is very you can this is a very random. I recorded this to use random data. Like I am using random height at each point of time. So to modify it, you have to like add one or two methods and add certain like which will take certain parameters like x coordinates and y coordinates. So yeah, this is not the final thing. This is just a way to show like how you can code random plots and all. So again, if I can get some random data like intensity of sound or something, then I can code it another time. For today, this is the thing I'm going to code as a final product. Okay, so yeah, if you want to have a look at the code, you can jump to my GitHub repo, and see it. Like this is the thing. This is the file. This is 62 lines of code. So I'm going to explain you, like I'm going to do a final explanation to what I've done. I've created a web component, created an image and attached to a shadow, to a shadow. Like I'm attaching a shadow to the DOM, and then on connected callback, I'm doing two things. I am calling a render method, which will create a canvas and draw the random lines, which I've coded with the help of blind container, and set the source of the image from the URL of the canvas. Then I'm starting the animation. I'm using a class called looper. So looper takes a callback, and it will only start if it is not animated. And when we call the start method, it will set the animator as true, and it will call set interval method, which will take the callback. In this case, the callback is this our render method of the web component, and we are giving it a certain delay. And we have a function to stop the looper also. So I can do further modification in the code. I can have a resume method. Okay, it will resume only if it is not animated, and it has to call start method. So what I am going to do, I am going to set this dot callback is equal to callback our call our callback which we are passing, and then we will set this dot start cv. Okay, so how I'm going to resume it, I'm going to attach an event handler to the image tag. First let me add the code to get adding resume method in looper. And I'm just going to say uh, looper toggle on tab, toggle tap. It is a function, like there's a class which I'm going to which is going to monitor times you're tapping on the image, and based on that it is going to resume or it is going to stop the animation, the looper. I'm going to call it a handle tap. So I'm going to pass this. I'm going to pass the component. In fact, the component is not required. I'm just going to pass looper and the element which is image. So just say I am going to element. I'm going to set this dot element as element and this dot looper as looper. I will have another value called this dot time, this dot tap, which is equal to 0, and image on mouse down. In handle tab I say image, sorry, this dot element on mouse down. I'm coding it only for desktop. I will do the mobile part later, and I will just increment the tab. Now if the we have like the looper is started, so we want to at the first in the first tab it must stop. In the next tab, the second tab, it will resume. So the logic will be this dot tab percentage 2 equal to 0, then looper dot stop, else looper dot resume. Okay, so I'm going to use this in the main task. Let's see if it works or not. Okay, I've created this thing. In fact, I can create this in the constructor also. This dot image. I'm going to pass this dot looper and this dot image, and I will have this thing in here. And I will just say on candidate callback. I'm going to handle tab. In candidate callback, I'm calling handle tab method of looper toggle tab. So let's check this out. So looper toggle tab is not defined. I have to check this out now. Okay, I've just copy pasted it. There may be a typo. Looper is not defined. So silly mistake I did. That is this dot looper dot stop, this dot looper dot start. So it is going to that method. Only thing is I made I didn't attach this up before looper. So it is stopping, and the CV is not defined. So I will just have to say this is right. This dot start, this dot CV. Okay. There is a slight issue. Okay, so when you are tapping on it, it is stopping first. And the next time it is the animation is getting resumed. And yeah, so this is how you're going to toggle the looper. And I'm going to add this in Git. Adding looper toggle tab to toggle looper on tap of the image. So I'm going to push this to GitHub and just check like this whether it is getting right. Typo here. I'm going to push this to GitHub and just going to check whether this has been updated or not. Yeah, let me check it. Yeah, so it will be available, it is updated, and we have the looper toggle tab here. So yeah, so you can have a like, reference this code, and you can also try to create your own. You can change the color, you can have random data, like you can have some you can specify some uniform data. So yeah, you can do a lot of things. So I have just created a base for you, and you can experiment on it. So now I'm done with today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you with you next time, and till then, take care.